Wolverine on PS5 has been revealed. And for people that obviously don't know, this is Insomniac. You should know they made 3 Spider-Man games, arguably 3 of the best comic book games ever made. So their pedigree's already there.
Is Spider-Man 2 a good one?
Yeah,
There's
only 2 Spider-Man games. There's Spider-Man 1, there's Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Miles is peak.
I would like to preface that, I guess, because in the comments, please don't talk about the leaks, because I've seen a lot of people talk about them in reference to what we've seen in Marvel's Wolverine, which we shouldn't even be looking at what happened with what got leaked, which is essentially just an early alpha
and
build.
Also, like you mentioned the leaks, I just want to point out, remember how Spider-Man 2 DLC and cut content that was going to get added leaked? And
that's never coming.
Guys, some of these leaks are like things that are being tested, a test phase. I know people that have worked on some games that are pretty big these days, some of the biggest games out there. I've been told things that were cut from the game literally at like the 11th hour, and everything was almost built. It just couldn't click in there. So
so what is available?
We could assume. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, what is available from what I've seen? It's really, really cool, and that we are getting actual mutants in here, or mutant villains in here with like Omega Red, which is an interesting way to go with him. But I'm like more intrigued by what Mystique is doing here. So, because
I was gonna mention that regarding like the whole leak situation, like you know how you guys brought up like they're only in test phases. So say like the leaked playable character in this game, after seeing the trailer, there's no way that playable character from those leaks will be in this game, because it feel like it would not make sense at all. Tone wise, it would not make sense.
It maybe as additional DLC that runs like on the side. It's like, oh, here's a story that happens, because we know that the sequels to this game are Wolverine. That's all we're gonna say. Again, leaks.
They were Wolverine and blah blah.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Because like what I was talking about with Mystique is that since she's in the game, you can get some cameos from other characters from the Marvel universe with the tongue-in-cheek thing, because they're there but they're not there. But it also coincides with did Insomniac get enough funds to get the character? Because again, for people who don't know, and why that Spider-Man 2 thing was weird, is that Marvel knows that they make money, so now it's per character. So if you want a character in the game, you're gonna have to pay for the royalties for them as well. So
that's such a dumb deal.
Yeah, that's part of the people don't know. That's the reason why Wong and Strange weren't in Spider-Man 2, because they didn't have enough funds to get the rights to use them.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start. We're just going to go down the row, and I'm going to pass it to everybody. We'll each quickly give our thoughts on it, the good and bad. So I guess I'll start, and we'll go right across. So obviously we heard it was coming. It was like, oh, they're going to blow this out. Okay, I wasn't expecting this much gameplay, first and foremost. And I was like, it's Insomniac. I've enjoyed all their games, so I'm expecting quality, and I'm expecting something different. I wasn't expecting the bloodiest game of all time. I wasn't expecting such a visceral way to approach combat. I wasn't expecting, first and foremost, Liam McIntyre, who I love as Spartacus, to be Wolverine. Like everything just came so fast, literally in this trailer. Like it's moving so fast. There's so many moving pieces. The gameplay clearly isn't open world. It's linear open from what we can tell, which again, I like. Don't get me wrong. I love open world games, but this makes more sense. By the end of the entire presentation in the trailer, they tell you, oh, we're going to show off more in the spring. It's coming next fall. From this trailer, what I got is Insomniac likes Wolverine more than they like Spider-Man. That was the selling point to me. I was like, because don't get me wrong, they love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is slightly off compared to how much they seem to have put into this game specifically. Like, it just seems so much more. Maybe it's the technology, the level of detail everywhere, because it's PS5 only. I don't know. But, like, everything has this meticulous care. Almost like a Naughty Dog Uncharted game where, like, you look at them fighting. Everything in the background is, like, breaking apart and tangible. And, like, hand placed all those items for specific sequences and animations. Just there seems to be a level of care on this, which I am so hyped for. Obviously, it's my most anticipated game of next year easily right now because we don't know too many games coming out at the same time. But it looks incredible. I can't wait. I'll pass it off to you, Mitch. What did you think?
Well, it looks exactly how I expect it to look. It's just like a little Weasel of War sort of thing. But for those that don't know, weasels are what Wolverines are. But I don't. There's something just didn't overly click. It looks fine. It doesn't look bad. I'm gonna enjoy it. I just kind of felt like cool. Everything's exactly how I expected.
Do you also have that? I think I know what you're feeling and what you're trying to say. I need to see 3 minutes of moment to moment gameplay.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I think it's kind of spoilers. It's kind of like the Mando and Grogu trailer. It's just exactly what I expected. Nothing really showed anything off.
Right.
It's like, cool. Yeah. This is exactly what. It's like you just revealed the game for the first time.
Yeah.
Which I guess it kind of have. Ignoring the whole CGI trailer, but it's fine. It looks fun.
All right.
That's literally where I'm at.
Kristen, what's your opinion on this?
It looks great. Like you guys said, I need to see more because they hid the like the UI and stuff like that, or what can be hidden for it. I liked how that, in a sense, that this is a divergent evolution of Spider-Man, because he was all it's just Spider-Man, but with Batman stuff, and I'm like, not really, because Logan transverses the environment drastically different from Spider-Man. You're going to be parkouring a lot. You're going to be climbing a lot, which is what they have stated that he can do. So you're going to be climbing tiers, and like you said, with the linear open area from like God of War to make the world seem bigger. So you're going to have things to go off into little crannies to explore, and that's what I like in those types of games, to explore and see what I can find. And I'm glad that they have added extra characters, extra mutants and villains, which people complained about. I don't see the complaints for it. It's basically the cyborg enemies, which they are an actual name escapes me, but the whole deal with them is that they're an anti-mutant faction that decided that they're going to fight mutants because it's unfair that they have powers and they don't, so they're just going to mess themselves up by cybernetic implants to be on the field. So that's the reason they're there. So if people are complaining about that, too bad, it's in the comics. The one thing I want to see is I guess if there's any customization, or if they're going to take a cue from Spider-Man 2 with how they do costumes, because Logan has a lot of costumes, and hopefully there's a lot to express yourself with different colors and stuff like that. And I want to see how they integrate Sentinels, because we did see that there is going to be a battle between I guess a broken down Sentinel and Logan himself. And
I need to like Shadow of the Colossus free climb, so I can just stab it while climbing up to its head. That's
and like one thing I want to know is like how they're going to integrate Logan's personality from I guess moment to moment, and whether he's on a team with someone at a time or by himself, because just like in the comics, his personality is drastically different from when he's on a team to by himself. When he's by himself, he's more that, edgy, I'm going to kill everything, I don't care. I'm the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
One thing that they said in the interview, which you kind of bring up, and I think this could lend itself to the gameplay, they talked about how Wolverine's memory is so sporadic that opens them up to go anywhere they want and tell any story. So I feel like they're definitely leaning into, at some point, you're going to flash back to World War II or something. You're going to do this, and they're going to like jump around. Like the tutorial is like,
that's why I assumed this since he has sporadic memory loss, and like he can jog his memory, is that they can essentially go to most eras within like the 250 years span of how he's been alive, and you can jump from place to place and see that from transitions. And the other thing is that I just want to see how this Wolverine is different from every other Wolverine.
Yeah, same. All right. So, Jared, give us your take.
So, first of all, if you hear any thunking, that is my cat trying to break down the door. But other than Richard being a stinker, no, I was really excited to get this trailer finally. You know, I avoided a lot of the leaks. I had heard about some of the other characters who were supposed to show up. I barely remember any of that. I saw a little bit of that alpha build, you know, kind of like mostly just claw climbing. Nothing too crazy. So for the most part, this is like 98% new to me. And I was really impressed. I very much like the tone that they're going for. You know, I like the vibe of a Wolverine without the X-Men. I think that it's kind of one of the best things about his character is watching the way that being a part of this team, of this collective, of this found family, just kind of the way it equalizes him. I really appreciate. So kind of it feels like we're getting to see like Pre being a proper superhero Wolverine while he's a, you know, murder rodent. So that's really exciting. It's incredibly visceral. I remember I was joking with my girlfriend about how, like, and again, obviously I understand like the rating pending stuff is mostly just like a formality and that it hasn't been officially stamped. I watched Logan fillet a guy's face. I'm pretty sure it's going to be M-rated. There's something just so excitingly visceral about like, and well, this is a very gross phrase I'm about to use, but like just watching like the skin flaps kind of flow in the wind upon getting like the
lovely.
I mean, the kind of like side snicked through the face is.
You saw that part of the interview, right, where they were talking about how they spent like a lot of time on R&D inventing new gore, blood splatter, and skin tech just for this game.
So I haven't seen the interview yet, so I'm surprised by that.
Like, you know, like what?
It's really quick, but they made that because this is on a level of detail that they haven't been able to do before since Logan's going to be on the ground a lot, so they can invest into that. So you're going to see
purely an excuse to inflate the budget.
Always.
Dude,
this is
going to be like
stop
doing this. We don't need horse flapping around in red deck.
What I think is interesting too, though, is like, I mean, you were talking about like it feels like a different level of tender loving care was given to this than was the Spider-Man, and I don't fully disagree with you, but what I think is at play is that, like, you know, there have been so many more Spider-Man games than there have been Wolverine games, right? Yeah. And I think that we kind of like collectively have an idea as to what a Spider-Man game looks like, and Insomniac set out to like perfect that and like crank that up to 11. And because we haven't gotten as many Wolverine games, it's kind of more open-ended as to what that looks like. And I think they're taking advantage of that it's like, okay, Wolverine is by himself. Wolverine does not have, you know, Jean or Charles or any of the other X-Men to kind of like bring him back down to earth. So what do we want to focus on? We want to focus on him just being this walking, just destructive force. And I think that's why there's such an emphasis on like how destructible and engaging the environment is. Because if a Spider-Man game, the core like the core idea is feel like a hero. There is no ceiling. You know, you can like vertically, you can go up, you know, be up in the air, doing your things, web swinging around, traversing, and all of these cool cinematic ways. You know, there's a reason why the hero music plays the moment you go to web swing. This, I think, is more of that like down and dirty, like let's go all in on how much just visceral destruction we can bring
because
to the
again,
table.
you got entirety of New York and a bunch of districts around it, and they have to fill that out on the insides of, and this is like you're not doing that, and also it's a complete next-gen game. So
because like for Wolverine, like they're really excited that they're not in New York anymore. They're going to Japan, they're going to Canada, they're going to all these different places. And the one thing I hate right now is that, can you guys just shut up about the suit? Because for the one thing is, why does Wolverine have to wear combat armor? I think one of the heroes that would love combat armor is Wolverine, because even though he can heal through mostly anything, he still feels all the pain.
I mean, again, like it's reinforcement is reinforcement. Like And even Wolverine can be incapacitated, like maybe only for a time, but like you want to avoid that. I think the suit looks great. I really like it. If I have a nitpick, I can't tell if it's a really dark navy blue or black.
It's black.
Which is like,
it looks black. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was a dark navy blue because I didn't want to have a repeat of the first Insomniac Spider-Man suit where we have a color that's between two colors, where that first suit is more orange than it is red. But
before we talk more about it, let me just ask Ricardo, how'd you feel about this? And is it vibing with you?
Oh, when I will tell you this, right? I watched that trailer. The amount of testosterone I felt watching that trailer was like no other. When he was like, "I'm not a hero, I'm Wolverine," I almost smacked somebody. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, bro, it was crazy because the graphics look awesome. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Is this inspired off of Hugh Jackman?" He kind of looked like Hugh Jackman. Then I found out they got an Australian guy. I was like, "All right, everything's kind of adding up." Almost as close to Hugh Jackman, So, but yeah, I think overall the game looks incredibly, like I could tell it is going to be incredibly well made. I'm happy we're finally off of Wolverine Origins. That game held a lot of us Wolverine fans for a very long time. Because a lot of us praise that game, but it's only because we don't have a lot of Wolverine games other than like X-Men 2 Wolverine's Revenge. Also underrated.
That one I actually played that. Don't play it. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's a hard game too. I only played the beginning. That turned it off.
The beginning is really hard. I mean, people don't know about that game. In the beginning, it's a tutorial. You can die in the first 5 minutes because the tutorial is not well thought out, and the enemies can kill you because you can't really fight back because they don't really explain how to do things very well.
Yeah, it was a very hard game.
And I think my first time I died to a landmine.
I think it's safe to say that just looking at this, Insomniac has figured out the superhero formula between two different superheroes. So it's like,
which is really funny because it's just not to be the whole downer on it. I know I'm being in it, but it's Spider-Man. The formula wasn't theirs; it was there before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is literally just taking God of War, which is not a problem. It fits Wolverine entirely.
It does. Yeah.
But it is just that there's going to be a moment where he's walking through the woods. We all know that, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's in Canada. There's trees in Canada.
Like an obligated a saber-tooth fight in the forest has to happen in Canada. Can't be nowhere else.
That's the tutorial.
100%.
If the tutorial doesn't start off with World War II and we get no Steve Rogers, we're gonna have a problem.
They can't afford to, let's be honest.
No.
Better pay all that money for that one scene.
The scene is literally going to be like him smoking a cigar, ready to storm the beach of Normandy, and they're like, "Hey, Steve went ahead." He's like, just so we don't have to show him, They'll show a clip of that Captain America, the first Avenger game that came out in like 2011, just to slap that on the side. That's actually not a terrible game. It's as good as a 6 out of 10 gets.
See, all you do is you just get a Doctor Strange portal, right? You take it from Spider-Man, put that in there, and then it's like, hey, look, it's this universe. It's Captain America. That's why he's.
I will say this though,
polygons, and then take him out again.
I hope this game, because I know we're praising like Insomniac, but they have a specific formula. Well, not for Miles Morales. That one gets a pass. But for Spider-Man 1 and 2, I don't want like Wolverine wearing super battle armor to be a specific character.
Yeah, he's probably
like I don't care if it's in the comics that he has it for Silver Samurai. Like I don't care. Let him be. Let his super armor be shirtless. Let him be shirtless and fighting nasty with the sword. Like just call it a day.
It's gonna happen. It's a video game. It's gonna happen. There has to be some kind of progression.
They got to deal with Hasbro and Hot Toys, and they got to produce at least 30 suits. So
I wonder if they're going to give him his his fire powers he had at one point.
The whole Phoenix thing.
No, with the Phoenix stuff?
No, there is a point. I forgot what.
You're right. He does get fire powers at one point. What the heck happened to that?
They took it away for some reason. Or either that, or they just don't reference it.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I think they left it on a point where he can use them when he wants.
Yeah, So yeah, they
He
have
just doesn't because
so yeah, they have ways to expand his repertoire, and it's just I just wonder what other powers he can use other than just giving him final boss battle armor like they always do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'll have the extending claws, so he can go slash spin.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's going to be a huge presentation for this. We know in the spring, just like they do for all the PlayStation games. So we'll be back to talk more around.
When's it out? Is it March?
Oh, it's fall.
Yeah, fall 2026.
I'm thinking of Saros. Yeah,
yeah, we got a bit to wait. But again, we'll be back to this. Don't worry, because we got more topics to cover that are going to be extensive, such as thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching and have a good one.